Meghan and Harry haven't spoken to him about anything in his new book, but he says their friends have. Not sure they've got any left, but I guess we'll take his word for that one. He says Meghan doesn't want to return to England. Good. He says Harry doesn't care if he gets an apology or not. Also good. Claims the Princess of Wales hasn't spoken to Meghan in 4 years. Brilliant. I mean, why would you? Trouble is, of course, scabies and the truth are not familiar bedfellows. He's already admitted lying to the Times about his age. Piers Morgan pointed out on his show last night that references to him in the book are entirely made up. And as for his face, most of it looks like it was crafted out of the leftover wax at Madame Tussauds. I think it's safe to say that we can take Endgame with a very large pinch of salt. It's very clear to see what's going on here. As I said last night, it reads like a threatening letter from an ex-girlfriend determined to ruin life for everyone else. A bitter, twisted and hysterical call for attention.
We're all used to lots and lots of royal books coming out all the time. A lot of them are full of inaccuracies, many of those inaccuracies reasonably harmless. But this book has been described as spiteful, ruthless, horrible, and it is very, very hurtful to everybody in the royal family, apart from, big surprise, the saintly Harry and Meghan. Now, Sarah Vine's got a good piece in the Daily Mail today, Angela. I wonder what you thought about it. What we're hearing, Omid Scobie is busy saying, oh, they're not my friends, I'm not that close to them, but he is seen as their mouthpiece. And what is Sarah suggested, and I think it's a good suggestion, since they are distancing themselves from this book to some extent, it is incumbent upon them, is it not, to denounce this book. If they don't denounce it, they in effect endorse it. And if they endorse it, the chance of any kind of peace and harmony in our royal family is dashed forever.
They can't make excuses for it, actually. I mean, you know, they would have read it. Meghan would have read it. Meghan read Harry Spare. Meghan has got to be in charge of all these things. And of course, it's absolutely right. My feeling is that if Harry doesn't get the lawyers onto them within a week, onto him within a week, then something ought to be done. I think it's really terrible. He loves taking people to court, and he should do that about things that are not unreal and spiteful. And also, how come about these King to Meghan letters? Has he read them and does he quote them? I mean, Meghan sued her father and the Mail on Sunday for use extract from his letters. So I think it's even more important than the one about the King should be done. And if she doesn't do that, then she's also should be attacked in whatever verbal way that people can. It's just not right. You can't imagine the King letting anybody else show a private letter, can you? You can imagine Meghan showing it to a friend, who shows it to a friend, who shows it to the writer. I can't even bear saying his name, you know.
It looks like sour grapes, doesn't it? You know, because we've seen in the sort of, you know, the run-up to this book being published, lots of stories appearing in the papers which appear to be from at the very least, friends of or people close to the Sussexes, you know, suggesting there was a phone call of rapprochement made, suggesting that there was kind of a possibility that they might come back for Christmas, talk of Harry looking for somewhere to stay here, almost as though that was kind of orchestrated in preparation for this kind of wham, bam, you know, no thank you, ma'am, as they would say.
Well, I mean, it's all those things are quite possible to have happened. It's not very... Harry might, you know, have wanted to come over for Christmas. I thoroughly doubt it, but you know, maybe he did. And maybe he does want somewhere to stay here, where he feels safe. I mean, these are stories that have been going around for some time. And I just think that if the Sussexes, as they say, are not involved, why on earth don't they issue a personal statement saying, we had absolutely nothing to do with this book, and we do not agree with any of the opinions. They are purely the opinions of Omid Scobie. That would, you know, at least give them a bit of ground.
The reviews are in for Endgame, and they've been, well, less than favourable. In the New York Times, they said that the book reads like a press release cooked up by ChatGPT. Another review describes Scobie's portrayal as unfailingly sympathetic to the Sussexes, which paints Meghan and Harry in a relentlessly saintly light. And The Telegraph gives it 2 stars, saying it's ludicrous propaganda for Team Sussex.
Not only that, it got the Time